Welcome to A Spot of Poetry, featuring outstanding poetry written by outstanding poets. I'm your host, Joe Pizzo. Today, our featured poet, novelist, and essayist is best described in the Jewish Women's Archive. In fact, the description begins with a few scolding words. Pay sharp attention to that trouble looming, but don't let it taint your Sabbath celebration. This tension between celebration and disquietude marks our poet's life and work. Grounded in feminism, political activism, and Jewish spirituality, more than 30 volumes comprise her oeuvre. Above all else, she wishes her work to be useful to people's inner and political lives. By articulating their experiences, she feels that poetry gives validation and dignity to the disenfranchised. Born on March 31st, 1936, to a working class family in Detroit, our featured poet's own vocation can be attributed by the Jewish Women's Archive to her mother, Bert. Our poet developed her love of Judaism from her Orthodox Yiddish speaking maternal grandmother, Hannah, daughter of a Lithuanian rabbi. Hannah gave her Hannah gave our poet her Hebrew name, Mada. Indeed, our poet's earliest memories of Jewish ritual are bound up with the scent of Hannah's clothes and kitchen. Our poet's grandfather, a union worker, was murdered while organizing bakery workers. Our poet experienced identity issues early in her life. Her father would tell her that she was not Jewish, but her mother and grandmother would assure her that she indeed was Jewish. Because of the atrocities experienced by Jews during the Holocaust, our poet became a strong advocate for Judaism and politics. Our poet was the first member of her family to attend college. She actually won a scholarship to attend the University of Michigan. She also earned an MA from Northwestern University. Besides her strong stances against the Vietnam War and support for groups such as the Students for a Democratic Society, better known as SDS, our poet also was involved in causes including feminism, Marxism, and environmental thought. The Poetry Foundation captures the purpose of our poet's work in her own words. Although my major impulse to autobiography has played itself out in poems rather than novels, I have never made a distinction in working up my own experience and other people's. I imagine I speak for a constituency, living and dead, and that I give utterance to energy, experience, insight, words flowing from many lives. I have always desired that my poems work for others. Our featured author has many collections of poetry, including Breaking Camp, Living in the Open, Available Light, Mars and Her Children, The Art of Blessing the Day, poems with a Jewish theme, and Colors Passing Through Us. She has also written novels, including Dance the Eagle to Sleep, Small Changes, Braided Lives, Gone to Soldiers, City of Darkness, City of Light, and The Third Child. Our featured poet is Marge Piercy. Our featured poem is Colors Passing Through Us. Purple as tulips in May, mauve into lush velvet, purple as the stain blackberries leave on the lips, on the hands, the purple of ripe grapes, sunlit and warm as flesh. Every day I will give you a color, like a new flower in a bud vase, on your desk. Every day I will paint you as women color each other with henna on hands and on feet. Red as henna, as cinnamon, as coals after the fire is banked, the cardinal in the feeder, the roses tumbling on the arbor, their weight bending the wood, the red of the syrup I make from petals. Orange as the perfumed fruit hanging their globes on the glossy tree. Orange as pumpkins in the field, Orange as butterfly weed and the monarchs who come to eat it. Orange as my cat running lithe through the high grass. Yellow as a goat's wise and wicked eyes. Yellow as a hill of daffodils. Yellow as dandelions by the highway. Yellow as butter and egg yolks. Yellow as a school bus stopping you. Yellow as a slicker in a downpour. Here is my bouquet. Here is a sing song of all the things you make me think of. Here is oblique praise for the height and depth of you and the width, too. Here is my box of new crayons at your feet. Green as mint jelly, green as a frog on a lily pad twanging, the green of Ka's lettuce upright, about to bolt into opulent towers, green as grand chartreuse in a clear glass, green as wine bottles, blue as cornflowers, delphiniums, bachelor's buttons, blue as Roquefort, blue as Saga, blue as still water, blue as the eyes of a Siamese cat, blue as shadows on new snow, as a spring azure sipping from a puddle on the blacktop.
Cobalt as the midnight sky, when day has gone without a trace, and we lie in each other's arms, eyes shut and fingers open, and all the colors of the world pass through our bodies like strings of fire. Thank you for joining me for a spot of poetry featuring outstanding poet Marge Piercy and her outstanding poem, Colors Passing Through Us. Be sure to listen next time for more outstanding poetry written by outstanding poets. For a spot of poetry, I'm your host, Joe Pizzo. May your day be filled with poetry.